just as we open up this discussion, I want to find out in the first 100 to 200 days in office, what should citizens expect to see if you're elected as president, sir?
Day one, hit the ground running. Day two, continue running. Day three, don't rest. Think and do. Select the best teams that will help build a better Nigeria.
Thank you. The first thing, without which there's no other thing, the other ones won't even follow, is the issue of security. We'll aggressively, from day one, start dealing with the issue of insecurity, which have said that the enemies are no more formidable. Issue of security of life and property is our number one priority, without which there won't be any other thing. Following that is the issue of trying to bring in some intangible assets that I can call low-hanging fruit, ensuring the rule of law, law and order, and a great environment that will start making people to have confidence to start investing in this. And of course, our main mantra is to remove the country from consumption to production.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so now maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just the one at fault. Maybe it's just me. That kind of thing that Tinubu Tinubu, the APC candidate, has a lot more in his inside to say, but he probably do not have the words, the system, the language to communicate in it. And maybe his followers kind of hear what he intends to say from his inner spirit, and that's why they hold him that strong. No disrespect to this man, brilliant man, done all he could politically, stayed in the game enough so you can push him over, built all his arsenals and done all. But for this current course of being the president of Nigeria, Tinubu is the least of the candidate. And no, I mean no disrespect, because the things that this is plus and minus the arrogance he ensues every time. Look at him. People have been speaking, people have been talking. I think Peter Obi, like I said in one of my previous videos, seems to be the Nigerian politician with the highest number of interviews and videos on media space ever in the history of this country. He is, right? And I remember the beautiful serenade we gave to Buhari, but it was us just making videos. But this man has gone, so he has been talking. I don't know where Tinubu got his arrogance from, but then again, even the few times he have had to speak, maybe there is something that he is not telling us that he tells his followers, because I can't get it. And so the Nigerian Economic Summit group had a kind of dialogue with the presidential candidate, and then Peter Obi and Bola Tinubu came on board. I'm going to allow you to see the videos. Two major questions: your first 100 days in office, and then how you go to tackle job creation from these two candidates. Some people say they are the main candidate, but then Tinubu somehow, let's leave that. Common sense, calm down. So go through these videos, listen to them. Then maybe I'll come back and then we can talk some more for a couple of seconds before I go. Listen, please, with an open mind, attentively listen to these two gentlemen, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Day one, hit the ground running. Day two, continue running. Day three, Don't rest. Think and do. Select the best teams that will help build a better Nigeria. Teamship is crucially important. And giving the people opportunity to exercise their talents in turning the shape of the nation and retooling the mindset. Do we believe in ourselves? Or do we continue to make mass migration? Definitely, the security challenge must be eliminated. With technology, human beings attract more people into the army, given, voluntary army and the equipment necessary, all the tools to fight insecurity must be employed to have a nation that is confident, bold, and peaceful, seeking prosperity for these people. And that's what we do.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. Now, we like we have, has been highlighted, through the presentations today, the country has experienced, economic growth. Unfortunately, a lot of the growth that we have seen has not translated to improved living conditions for the average citizen. And, some of those things, get us to think around how this has contributed possibly to the rising unemployment levels. Youth unemployment is at unprecedented levels. Even people who are currently employed, some of them are actually underemployed, and we see all those things. What sort of strategies, especially with a focus on the youth, would you employ to tackle issues related to unemployment in the country right now?
Private sector driven opportunity, tackle the power problem head on. People can work by themselves. A common school driver can create a path to fortune if electricity is taken care of and other infrastructural areas. Carrying them along. And the change of mindset, I will repeat that over and over again. Patriotic commitment, the conversion of negativity to a positive drive, and partnership with the private sector to create a job, to put an incentive there. If you hire 500 new employees, why can't I, as a government, give you some tax incentive to offset that payroll and the pension contribution that may be associated with it? I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
You have most of your states, most of the subnationals virtually living on sharing whatever they can get from the reallocation. There's nothing happening even the so-called productive sectors like our manufacturing sector, everything, look at the percentage our manufacturing sector contribute to GDP. That's less than 10%. If you check all other countries, that's the comparable countries, is about twice that minimum. The agriculture, which is actually contributing more in terms of almost 26%, again, those who are involved in that sector will even tell you they're not doing anything where it should be, considering that near over 50% of our arable lands are cultivated. So there's a lot of improvement on that. And you see a lot of government measures that is being advertised in TV. They only end up in TV. Most of them are actually not scaled down to where they will be. You only hear those good figures on TV. So we're going to do it differently, where we're going to ensure that all those programs and everything are actually executed in a manner where they support the industries. But you can't do all this without dealing with the issue of power. And I've said that if you do the right support to power generation, transmission, and distribution, considering that it's been shown that power alone, if you get it right, can add up to 2% to your GDP. We are looking at figure 3. So if we have a sector that can add another 2, I'll do everything possible. We'll do everything possible to ensure that that sector is up and running. And then consider that manufacturing is where you're going to create jobs. If you look at our manifesto, we say we're going to have an agrarian revolution that will support the industries and lead to exports. In doing all this, you'll be able to create jobs and be able to start pulling people out of poverty.
Thank you. What specific sectors would you be focusing on? Because the scale of the problem is huge. So what sort of sectors will you be focusing on to?
Agriculture. Manufacturing. And we support it in such a way that it will focus on export. There's other areas where you can, of course, try to develop more, even in entertainment, even other areas that have shown growth from what is happening in ICT. But these are the fundamental things that a target that Nigeria must feed itself. Because we have our biggest physical access is uncultivated land in the north. And when we talk about poverty and youth unemployment, the north is where it is worse. And that focus on the north, considering that there are vast uncultivated land. I was telling somebody yesterday how I went to prison to discuss Niger State. You have 7 local governments in Niger State is under control of bandits. I discussed with the governor, the present governor. He can't even go there. Nobody goes there. Schools there, everything is shut down. So what I do is that I took a tour. I went to the prison to see the young boys who are causing this problem, who have been arrested. Why did you do this? He said they have no job. I said, so how much were you paid in the last operation? 20,000, 30,000. None of them was paid more than 30,000. And that's what they paid him to kill somebody. And I compared that. I went to Kenya. I went to the flower fields where young people were cultivating flower. They were being paid $100. And unemployment in Kenya is less than 10%. I went to Ethiopia and saw where we were picking coffee. Unemployment is there. So, agriculture, if well supported, Niger State have fertile land And I can compare to the best in the world. Some of the people who are involved with agriculture here, and they can educate me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it is because I saw it. And I came to the governor and said, no, you live on 776.3 thousand square kilometers of land. And all you get every year for statutory allocation is less than 50 billion naira. And this vast land is here, uncultivated. And I gave him an example. I said, it might not be a perfect example because you can say this is Western world. I told him, I said, Netherlands with 33,000 square kilometers, which you have 2.5 times, did agricultural export of $120 billion in 2021. If you do 5% of that, that's $6 billion, which are 650. Sorry, bankers will say it's 420. I don't buy 420, I'm very sorry. So it's 620, it's about 3.9 trillion. Almost 80 times what you get from sharing. So there's a lot we can do with the vast uncultivated land in the north. For me, that is where we should key in. When I met Shehu of Boronu, it was something I told him. You can't have this vast land, everything. Yes, the complaint issue of dams and everything. I said, but we have flooding somewhere. Why can't we start, we get the experts to tell us how to divert this water instead of causing us problem when we need it somewhere to do somewhere. There must be a way. These things are done today. So we can create dams and everything and all that. So this is my focus.
Thank you.
So that's it. Beautiful, you can say. Nice one, Bola Tinubu. But I think for Tinubu's strategy and line of action, this is what we have been used to. This is what has been available. This is what Buhari currently runs with. Continually use these words, and this is the cliche that have been used on us over and over again. This is what Jonathan said he was going to do: private sector involvement, fixed power, and then he said it, so to speak, the same private. I don't know why Nigerians cannot understand. And then look at it. Maybe because I am groomed and trained in public administration, so to speak, and so I kind of understand that the first problem beyond security and economy that Nigerians have held on to as a problem, one of the biggest problems Nigerians have that we are not realizing yet, a lot of us are not realizing, is the constitution of this country. Why? The constitution of this country do not allow individuals, federating units, so to speak, it states to thrive. If the America, the Senate climbs that we kind of clinch to, that we used to make reference, that some of us are even and then we are still supporting candidates that do not have the ideology of what makes Senate claims works in a way that the states have got rights, ownership of their land, and then begin to develop it because they can make qualitative production of it and use it for the betterment of the people. Over here, like Peter P just make it very clear, we are still doing sharing formula, and the constitution of this country, we share it for, and even with power and several other issues in this country, makes it difficult. I'm aware there is a state governor that tried to even create a kind of power situation for his people, and then the constitution was again interpreted. You cannot give light or power to housing units, only the federal government. In 2022 or 2023, we are still discussing all that nonsense. And so when Peter B insists that is about allowing the state to take ownership and developing the state, stop the Abuja sharing master plan, where state governors leave their states and go to Abuja to collect money to developing their state. What you have is what you get. Fix your state. And that's the fact. That is it. True federalism can only fix us. When we have done that, we cannot stop all the way. You see what Tinubu is talking like in the medieval era. We will borrow, we will do that, we will tax like a. If you understand what governance is, you will know that the instrumentality of government is to create an enabling environment for production, lives, quality lives, and everything to work, right? But as a president, we are supposed to be looking at how do we make our state work. In fact, just the way state government is asking, how do we make local government works? Unfortunately, this is what they say when they say there are no structures. You don't have structures. These structures are supposed to be used to interpret or translate dividends of democracy to people. But unfortunately, it's not being used. They only use it for political and for electioneering. After that, we go back to the Abuja master plan, where Abuja is the headquarters of everybody. And so you come, the federal government borrows and gives to state. And Some of you are grown up already, and you know quite well that you don't go to your parents every morning as you used to do those days to collect money for the trophy. Some of you are even taking care of your parents. That's what we should be doing now. State running itself, and then putting some monies in the central government for you to fix on fiscal policies and let's not take this academic, but share this video. Let this be a debate enough. Let people who are sound enough watch these two men and tell me how you are still doubting to make the quality choice. God bless Nigeria. It is well.